Hi, welcome to eSpares, the appliance repair channel that helps you fix your appliance yourself and guides you through all aspects of appliance maintenance. Now, is your oven timer not working? Are you having trouble using your appliance? Don't worry, we're here to help. My name's Matt, and in this video I'll show you how to replace the oven timer and touchpad on a Hotpoint oven. Now, you may need this oven timer repair guide if you notice that your touchpad is stuck, the clock is flashing and the time cannot be set. Additionally, you may notice an error code show up on the digital display, such as F0, F1 or F01. Let's take a look. For this fix, you will need a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, a pair of safety gloves, and of course you'll need a new timer, which you can find a link to in the description below. Safety first, always make sure you turn off an appliance and disconnect it from the mains before carrying out any work. For this repair, we advise moving the oven out of its position. This is because you need to undo the screws behind the control panel to access the timer. The next step is to remove both the temperature knob and the function knob from the front of the control panel. These should simply pull off. So we need to remove the 4 Phillips head screws, 2 either side of the rear of the control panel, and I've just put these safety gloves on as there's some sharp metal edges. There's also 2 further Phillips head screws on the front of the control panel holding it in position. Unscrew these as well. With all the screws removed, you can then gently pull the control panel forward, and here you can see the timer connected via an electrical communications wire to the PCB. You can simply pull off the electrical connection, then the control panel and timer is free. Now, before proceeding, you should inspect the state of the carrier. This is the clear plastic casing underneath the timer from this angle that serves as a screen for the touchpad, and also the container for the timer. Now, if you can see that the timer has been dislodged from the carrier, this might be the reason for those Hotpoint oven fault codes. You can try gently placing the timer back into position inside these 2 clips here, left and right. You should hear a very satisfying click either side to make sure that this is in position. However, it's worth noting that if there is any damage to the clear plastic screen here at the front, you would have to replace the control panel rather than the timer. If you've noticed that the timer was out of position, dislodged from the housing in any way, then obviously put it back into position, make sure it's clipped in, reassemble the oven, turn it on and see if that has solved the problem. However, if when you reveal the timer, it's still in place, clipped in position, then you can suspect that the circuit board on the timer has gone. Therefore, you would need to replace the timer itself. To do that, you need to push down these 2 clips using a flat-headed screwdriver. Release one side before the other, and then you can take the timer out itself, and here you can see the clock function and the touchpad. Now, the timer needs to be removed from its plastic housing, unless on your model it comes as a complete unit. Now, remember the way it is positioned. The electrical connection fits inside this port, which is in line with the cutout on the side of the housing. There are 4 tabs that hold the timer in place. Once again, you will need your flathead screwdriver. Gently lift these tabs whilst pushing gently on the back of the circuit board, and you should feel that the timer comes out of the housing Do be gentle with this, take your time with this. You don't want to damage either the housing or the circuit board itself. Once the clips are undone, you can simply lift the timer board out. When you're on the eSpares website looking for a timer for your oven, it's essential that you have the make and model number of your appliance. This is to ensure that you're getting the exact part for your machine. Now, if you don't know where to find the model number on your machine, have a look at this video here, which will give you all the information you need. Before fitting the new timer into the carrier, you have to make sure it's the right way up. As you can see on the carrier, there is a location peg at the bottom, which fits into the control panel here. If I flip the control panel up, that's the right way round. Therefore, the timer needs to go this way up and simply clicks into place in those 4 brackets, like so. You can then fit it inside the clear plastic holder on the control panel. Slide the 2 in at the bottom in this case, and then push it into position, and you should hear 2 satisfying clicks, like so. Bring the control panel and timer to the front of the machine. Reconnect the electrical connection. Don't worry, it can only go one way. And then you can put it into position, ensuring that the 2 control knob spindles come through the front of the control panel. So once you're happy it's all lined up, ensure that the spindle from the knob is coming right through by just gently pushing the PCB towards the control panel, and then you can fit these screws. To fit the control panel back onto the oven, you need to make sure these little hooks go through this rectangular hole at the back and that the screw holes are flush. You can then refit the screws. You can then refit the control knobs and put the oven back in position. So there we have it, how to fit a timer and touchpad to a Hotpoint oven. Hopefully your machine is back up and running smoothly once more. Get in the know by checking out our playlist on troubleshooting cooker and oven problems for any future issues you may have. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for all things repair guides, maintenance advice, and much, much more. Thanks for watching.